Bit of fun and games this morning. Well, first of all, let me get ready to cruise because I'm moving. Well, first I'm going over there to get coal and a gas bottle and possibly water. The water I'm not sure about. Oh, I'll have to turn you off because you won't last. You will not last the course, dear viewer. The camera won't. Let's try the big push. Okay guys, here we go. There's the big push. And here we go. And now into reverse. Won't that do it? All I need to do is get the back end touching that shore close enough I can jump off, and I'll just pull the front end in. Proper boater would be eyes wide open in horror at this manoeuvre, but you know. And then after going knock on the chandlery, which is just up the path there, get some coal and a gas bottle. Do not forget the gas bottle. Right, let's jump off into the boat. So here we have the diesel filler just ahead, and after that you have the pump house, which is something in an ideal world I would not even come close to using. I don't even want to be close to it. They're close to horror. They're even worse than I've seen. Morning guys. The walk of shame. Right, back to the boat I go. Yeah. Have a nice day guys. Anyway, sorry about the joking about your misfortune there. I just, you know, I should never laugh at anyone doing Elsan. Right, there should be a lady here or here shortly to assist. Now, where is she? Right. So, gas bottle out first off. Look at this absolutely disgusting mess. Old paint bottles, spare mooring pins. Oh God. Hey Tony. Yeah. Oh, we met, didn't we? Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just getting some coal and gas bottle.
Oh, okay. So, can we get fuel, or do we have to go into
Oh, right.
sort of top lot?
Oh, right, okay. We'll never meet again then. Yeah, I might see you further south. You never know. Take care. There we go, madam. Right, can I give you a hand with that? I always feel you're probably stronger than I am, to be honest, but just in case. In fact, do you know what? We can probably leave that there, because I'm gonna, if you do that, I'll do the coal because I'm putting it on the roof anyway. Yeah. Oh yes, of course, yeah. Well, no, it's okay. I don't want you to. You probably lift these things for a living. I don't want to. Here we go. I'll put them both on this side. Well, it's what it is. No, it's honestly, I feel guilty. You shouldn't be doing this. You're taking away. Your hands are on the bottom. I'm doing very little work here. There we go. Right. There we go. Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. But. Yeah. Ooh, well, Oh, I'll come out all in a glow. So yeah, I'm just going to get a little bit of water. I'll put my own hose on it so it'll be safe.
Yeah.
And I'll just get a little bit of water before I go as well. So fantastic, thank you very much indeed. Now everything is set up inside, so the water's ready to go. And my cunning plan is to lead the hose around the back here to minimise contact. So my hose will go on there. I'm going to try and sort of disinfect the tap before I take it off. No boats coming down still. This is just, I cannot describe the deadliness and nastiness of the germs that will be found in these locations. Just to even touch this terrifies me. I don't want anything to do with it. But the guys in the wide beam had used it, and they were still alive a few days later. So, but there we go, the tap of doom, and it's leaking as well. But it's used to clean out the pump out tank, the toilet tank, when it gets drained. This suction machine here with that tube sucks out all of the feces, all of the, well, you know what, yeah. And then they rinse it with this water thing. I've got the adapter that I used. I used that brass adapter at the top of the flight. Oh, come on, I screwed it on too tight. Oh, you swine. Yeah, I'm going to need pliers to get that off the inside. I put an adapter in there because the hose at the top of the flight wasn't the normal size anyway. I should probably wipe that as well. Right, pliers. Where are the pliers? There we are. Now, right, this might do. This might do the job. There we go. Thank you. Right. Yep.
Oh, you got that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll do that.
Okay.
No, thank you. And I will. Whoops. Yeah, that was a bit heavier than I thought. Yeah. No, I'll see you again in a few months, I expect. I'm just, I'm travelling down, may stop at London. Well, yeah, aren't I brave? The brave soldier. Well, I'm not sure I will, because I've heard all sorts of stuff about it.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as people make out.
Yeah, you know, even if there's not much thievery and that kind of thing, which is one worry, you know, thievery and general skullduggery. Will people nick your solar panels, you know? All this sort of stuff that you hear. Even if none of that happens, it's the sheer crowds put me off.
I know, I went down to London in June, I think. And you know, I just went and had to look at the canal just round the back of
Right. Yeah.
London people are kind of used to switching off to
yeah,
people anyway,
yeah. Essentially, living in London is like living as a battery chicken. You know, in those things where there's millions of them, and they're sort of, I think they're all slightly mad.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, genuinely, I think it affects your mental health. Being around so many, hundreds and hundreds, thousands, millions.
And not interacting with them.
Yeah, like standing on a tube train next to somebody and not saying anything to them.
Yeah.
Just would feel like the strangest thing. So no, it's not for me. Definitely.
Are you from Liverpool?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure you can probably tell.
Yeah, but I don't like to assume.
Well, it's a very friendly sort of a place, you know, you'll never have any trouble talking to people, that's for sure.
No, that's it. Yeah,
In fact, you'll be fending them off. To be quite honest, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Like when you talk to each other, it becomes like impenetrable.
Oh well, do you know? I have the same problem with Geordies actually.
Right, yeah.
When I listen to people because I lived in Newcastle for a few years, and I had the same problem. Is when they spoke to me, most of the time I could understand it, but there were certain areas I would go and they talked to each other in this fast dialect, and I understood about one word in four, just the odd word. Genuinely.
If you listen to it though, it sounds like they're singing, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
so musical.
that's it. You know, it's funny you say that. Those are my thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
It's such a musical dialect.
Yeah,
It's very pleasant to listen to. I think it's a lovely dialect. It really is. It's like Welsh, you know. It's got that lovely sing-song thing to it, which makes it so nice on the ear. Like Irish, I guess, in a way, a lilting thing. So yeah, but you can't understand a damn word they say. That's the problem. Yeah. Anyway, well, listen, I don't want to keep you in your work. Thank you very much for all your help.
Happy to be kept from work.
Yeah.
Have a good one now.
Yeah.
You take care.
Yeah. I'll see you in a few months. Bye now. Yeah, going down to Weedon back, I think. Spend about maybe a week down there, and then on. But I've just found out they're blocking one of the locks on the Stoke Brewing. There's a young couple, young lad with the Mohican haircut, just bought a boat, has he? But they were going to wait. They didn't even know. They were in the shop, and they said, "Oh, we're stuck." And I said, "No, guys, you're fine. You can go through." They didn't even know. Can't beat.
I miss being out on the boat.
Do you not fancy cruising so much now, or?
When my wife passed away 2 years ago, Ken,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
and I used to work here.
So is your heart not in it, kind of thing? Is that what it is?
On your own.
It's not as much fun. Like I've got to say that, you know, I'm on my own, obviously, and there's no way I wouldn't deny it. It's not as much fun when you're together with someone. It's much better.
Well, the only reason I don't work here no more is I've got to have 2 valves changed on my heart.
Due to it's still got to be done. Wow. Right.
It's 9-hour operation. Because obviously they stop your heart, open your right up, cover your rib cage, 4 open heart surgery. Like that, your heart in the middle, rib cage cut in half.
Jesus H Christ. Fucking hell.
But because I live on a boat, rumour has it, they won't let me home for 6 weeks because I'm on a boat on my own.
Right. We're off. Let's untie my dodgy cleat hitch. Actually, it's not dodgy, it's a proper one. I'll do myself a disservice. Yeah, right. Apparently, young Kevin is moored on rings just northern outskirts of Weedon Beck. So if I can get there pronto, I'll get one of these absolutely marvellous spots. Is the front coming out? I'm not going to touch the front. But to my side is Whilton Marina, the famous Whilton Marina. They sell like a boat every single day of the year. They sell enormous numbers of boats. How many dozens, scores, perhaps hundreds of narrowboat dreams have started in Whilton Marina? Honestly, just literally it'll be in the hundreds over the years. So I'm just going past, I feel at a respectable speed, passing some moored boats. In the distance, you'll see, obviously, I say distance, 400-500 yards, you'll see the M1. I wonder if I should start saying metres instead of yards. No, I'm not going to do that, not yet. I don't want to confuse anyone. Least of all myself, obviously. But when it gets to small, it's funny, when it gets to small distances of measurements, I find it much more easy to talk in terms of millimetres, 5 millimetres, 10 millimetres. It makes it's much easier to express than 17/77ths of an inch or some, the 32/78ths and stuff. They are just, I'm sure they're just as precise, but they're just much more difficult to express. Although we are moving over to litres a bit now. We are moving, but we're definitely on pints. That's one thing. That's not changing anytime soon. It's become like a hot issue as well. It's become a political issue, which is just mad. Measurement should not be a political issue. If it's sensible, do it. If it's not, don't. We don't want to be walking around in the 21st century talking about farthings and halfpennies and sovereigns and guineas, and we're not living in a Dickens novel. Anyway, rant over basically. That is, do you know what? That was my most boring rant as well. I haven't even got. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit melancholy today. If I was a poet, I would describe my mood as melancholy. Perhaps the greyness of the winter is getting to me a bit. I would, if I was a poet, I'd be in a melancholy mood. I'd be on a couch, laying back, Now here's a construction on the bank. I want to show you this here. Look. Do you see this old brickwork? There was a mill on this site, and that would have been its wharf. That would have been the wharf for the mill. And Kevin spotted it. I didn't spot it. Oops. Sorry. I wasn't watching. Sorry. Woman must be thinking to herself, what is he doing? Yeah, there was a mill on that site. No boats coming behind me now. There was a mill on that site there. I imagine it would have been a grain mill in a place like this with loads of flat fields and agriculture. I think I might have had this conversation with Kevin on camera as we, all of this well, it's not all speculation. It does say something about a mill on the map. But I had this conversation with Kevin, and I think it might have been on camera. So this could be the second time that some of you are hearing this just insufferably dull exposition about the mill that is no longer there. And there's a chance it didn't even exist anyway. There is a chance. It said the mill race or the mill something, and it looks like a wharf. I'm 95%, I'm 98% that there was a mill there. But it doesn't say site of abandoned mill. Why would they have a paddle there? Anyway, I'm not even going to argue with myself about the likelihood or otherwise of the mill ever having existed there. That would be even more pointless than the nonsense I usually come out with. There's a little bridge. That bridge is like a bridge to nowhere these days. It goes over there into an empty field. And on that side it's just a field as well. Anyway, I feel like a couple of revs would be in order. I'm getting that feeling again. Getting that feeling. I always get it. I know I've said it a million times. I do apologise. That feeling when a train goes past. The feeling I used to have when I rushed past on a train going south, and there would be spots like this where you would see boats and you would just think, how can any object travel that slowly and still be actually moving? Yeah, that's the way it would feel from the train. To me, I'm going a breathtaking 3 miles an hour. But I want to press on if I can, because I know there are moored boats ahead. Kevin's done this stretch. He said there are clumps of moored boats at random intervals, and they'll slow me down. I'll have to slow down for them. So whilst I can, I want to sort of make a little bit of progress. 3.43, 3.6. I'm doing over 3. I feel like I could be doing 3.4. I'm only doing it a sedate 1100, which is really not much. Ah, that's hot. Oh my God, that was hot. Wow. Fortunately, being so macho, as you can see, you know, I wasn't bothered. And I can never get used to seeing the M1 as well. I mean, I could if I lived here for 10 years, yes, but I'm, you know, as a visitor for a week or two. I used to enjoy driving though. I didn't find it an unpleasant, because you're basically doing bugger all. You just sat there. You've got to pay attention mentally to the best of your limited abilities in my case, but you've got to pay attention so you're concentrating to a degree. But you can listen to a podcast, you can cruise along. I don't know, you know, I liked the sensation of driving on a clear road anyway. Where it turns into a nightmare is I have no patience whatsoever for queues, car queues. It just, I fall into a pit of despair, honestly. A pit of depression and despair when I see a car queue ahead of myself. Got to watch out, because it's a Friday and there's not been a lot of boat movement because there's been some confusion about the closure of the locks. So me and Kevin panicked to get through it, because I need to get through it to come south. Kevin needed to get through it to sell his boat at Whilton here at the marina. So then we panicked and sort of, you know, got through the locks on a terrible day. It was a horrible day. Freezing cold, sleety rain, windy, horrible day. The video will break your heart when you see it. The level of suffering. It was on a par with some of my Macclesfield experiences that beast Dave put me through last winter. And then someone spoke to a workman who said, oh, we're leaving it open for a few days. And that dragged on. And then there was an email yesterday saying they're going to close it now on the 20th. So it's ended up being open for an extra week, which has probably scuppered loads of people, because there are people who probably could have made it through if they knew that week was available. But if they, anyway, you know, whatever. I'm not going to moan at CRT. They do their best, you know. So yeah, anyway, moving away from the lovely Whilton, and it was a lovely spot opposite the marina. But here we are really close now. That M1 is about 100 metres away. I just basically, my diet in the summer is bacon, because I've discovered that bacon in the air fryer goes really crispy. And the bacon that I don't normally touch with like loads of rind in it, streaky bacon, don't normally touch it because I can't get it crispy enough. The rind seems to cook slower than the... Am I doing bacon lessons? Oh my God. I'm getting desperate. Desperate for content. Oh, coffee's getting to a nice temperature. Coffee review. Tesco, what we have rattling around in the thermocup is Tesco's own brand. Tesco House Blend Strength 3. We don't want to go crazy. The days of Strength 5 on the Llangollen are way behind me. I've sort of grown up. I've matured, you know. 3 cups of the Strength 5 coffee and I was like I was on speed, or I'd had an injection of some crazy drug. So anyway, coffee. Yeah, Tesco's House Blend Strength 3. Not beans, ground. It was pre-ground for me. Because I'm too lazy. I did try having a... Pardon me. I did try a bean grinder, and do you know what? It was so much graft. I just couldn't be arsed with it. I'm like there for about 10, probably good for my arm strength, you know, upper body strength. I may go back to it. I may go back to it as an alternative to using, you know, a gym membership, just grinding away every time I want a coffee. Did seem to take an awfully long time, but anywho, the coffee is decent. It's got no particularly strong flavours, except coffee. top quality reviews here. No particularly strong flavours. Have I made it a bit weak? I might have underdone. Perhaps I could have used a bit more coffee in there. I feel like I've made it a bit weak. I was going to accuse it of being weak, a bit thin, the flavour being a bit thin. Sometimes it can be too thick. If you know what I mean, on the tongue, the flavour's sort of... I'm straying into innuendo territory here, aren't I? But the flavour's sort of... It's like a wall of coffee flavour. Can hit your tongue. It almost dulls the, you know, so sometimes you want a sharp taste, a bit. But that is like thin, not sharp, but thin. Anyway, it could be because I didn't put enough in. Needs more, you know, perhaps needs a bit more practice. Hi guys, I could give you a lift back. Save your legs, you know. Morning. Yeah, the local sort of hiking rambling society. I'm sort of a one-man rambling society, but you know, I employ a different definition of the word, obviously. That's cooled down nicely. No, it's really good. I don't think I've done the best job. I've not done the brew justice. I've not put quite enough in. So it's a solid for me. It's a solid 6.5, which sounds like I'm underselling it a bit, but it's a pretty decent mark, 6.5. I'm almost verging into making this a serious thing. I'm almost turning. I almost said that like I actually meant it seriously. No, I did. When I said it, I meant it seriously. But I do mean it. It deserves a 6.5. Like, there's got to be some element of seriousness in my coffee reviews. The whole thing can't just turn into a farce. I'm wondering if I'm still going a bit too fast. That scared the hell out of me there for a minute. Look what someone's done on the bank. There's an art gallery. I bet you that's the art gallery people have put that there. So there's a little cluster of boats here. Almost it feels like a little community. In terms of Weedon Beck, the place where Kevin's moored is 0.8 of a mile as the crow flies. Right, I can get some revs back on. Potentially 20 minutes, 30 minutes-ish, depending on how many boats we see, how slow we go, etc. You know the variables, I've explained them many times. But it's a nice little winter cruise. Not too cold, not too biting, you know, not too windy. We haven't got rain. Rain in winter, not a fan. But unfortunately, rain is a fan of winter because we see a lot of it. Not pleasant. Anyway, you know, none of that's happening, so it's great. And it's mid-January as well, just after the middle of January. And I wonder if it's starting to warm up a little bit. Like the end of January can be horrendous, can't it, at times? In some winters, the end of Jan is like the way. In fact, we had snow. Yeah, we did. We had snow at the end of Jan last year because I was on the Macclesfield. So we're not out of the woods yet in terms of the cold weather, you know. But, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I had the fire going for a couple of the recent nights. The -4s and the -5s. I had the fire going all through the night. I even shut all the windows on 2 of the nights, and I never normally did. Always leave a window open. some very interesting boats actually. I want to show you this. This boat Bonsano, what a beautiful thing that is, isn't it? What a lovely old wooden boat. Oh yeah. There was a boat there called Watcher in the Water. Bit of a sinister one for a Lord of the Rings fan, like a giant octopus squid thing that sort of starred in the film, is that the right word? Attacked the heroes of the film. But to call your boat the Watcher in the Water, obviously the guy doesn't see himself as a giant squid, but it has got a sinister connotation to it, so which he doesn't mind projecting, you know. It's like calling yourself after a serial killer. Well, is it? Perhaps it isn't quite. So here's another little boating community again. Posh Rats. That is a great name. Posh Rats spelt with a Z. I don't know what these moorings are for, where they belong. I mean, the land belongs to the farm at the back there. There's a farm, I think. There's some kind of a business going on. Looks like vintage lorries. Inland Navigators, family days out, so day boat hire. But here, oh my God, look at this. You know I love a Dutch barge. Look at that. What a thing of beauty. What a thing of beauty that is. But yeah, there's some kind of vintage lorry in the field, the top of the field up there. So whatever this business or establishment is, they've got a lovely boat there. They've got a mooring, they've got day boat hire, and they've got vintage lorries. Who could possibly moor in a place like this? I forget his name. That was some it was an American TV presenter. Through the Keyhole was the name of the show, wasn't it? Who could possibly live in a house like this? He was like impossibly well spoken. There's a caravan buried away in those trees. Now, honestly, if I was going to use that, you can't even see it. So, sadly, I'm going on about a thing you can't even see, which I always regret doing. It's never fun for you. But in that thicket of trees, there's like a tiny little caravan. Looks completely decrepit, dark coloured. Looks like, I don't know, what's it doing? But who could possibly live in a place like that? Is a good question, right? Surely we are getting close. There's a big busy road bridge. Yeah, we're going over the big busy road bridge in 1/10 of a mile, so I can see it now ahead. It's opened out on the right, which is nice, to be honest. It gets a bit much sometimes, cruising through trees the whole time. Like, it's all nice, and I sound so ungrateful, don't I? Complaining about the nature that I do like and the nature I don't like and all that kind of, you know. But this, by the way, this thing is clearly a crane that will be used for hoisting boats in and out of the water. We go under a huge road bridge, which I think is the A45. It's a major road. Oh, we go under a railway as well. I can see now. And then literally, yeah, a few hundred yards further on, we've got Kevin, which I think I'll give him a call. Hiya Kev, I'm just coming under the A45 bridge now. Oh right, I'll get me well in on it. So I'm pretty close, aren't I? So what Well, don't panic, mate. There's a space in front of you, so I'll just pull in there then, yeah? And all right, mate. I'll see you in a mo. Ta-ra for now. Bye-bye. Bit of a sharp end, actually. I wasn't completely expecting this, but there's a sharp end as you go under this giant road bridge. Some of those trains go like the clappers. That's, do you know, honestly, right, I've never used that expression before. I don't know where it came from, because it's such an old school, antiquated, I would say, an antiquated phrase. So yeah, apologies, my antiquated phraseology. But what can I say? It was going like the clappers. I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm just antiquated. So Kevin, anyway, enough blather. Kevin has now been warned. He will be waiting to help me more. And there's rings as well. Right. I can see Kevin ahead. He's sort of walked out to greet me. This looks like it could be a posh town, this. Look. Really posh. That's a pretty posh house, that. To be fair, that is a pretty posh house. Right, I can see Kevin's boat ahead of me now. And there's a space. He reckons I'll squeeze in. There he is. He's beckoning me thence. It looks like a tight fit. Looks like a bit of a tight fit. It's not going to be that easy. Yeah, I think you're right, yeah. I thought it looked a bit tight, but yeah, that's fine. There we go. Right, I'll throw you the rope, Kev. You can help us pull us in. There we go. Apparently, Kev, that takeaway's half decent, the Chinese one. I mean, 4.4 is not like world beating, but it's decent, isn't it? When you see that, you think, okay, we'll be okay. We won't get food poisoning again.
Yeah, you were back the week before, weren't you?
Yeah.
We've both been bad.
Well, to be fair, mate, I was only bad for a day or two. And even then, I only vomited for one night. And I didn't have the other side effects that are so well known. I didn't have that to contend with. So no, as food poisoning goes, it wasn't too bad. It looks like quite a posh little town, this, doesn't it? Is that the impression?
It's mainly antiques, lots of antiques.
Yeah, well, when you see that, you know it's posh. So I don't think it's a place we need to worry about scallywags and stuff. They're probably more worried about me than I would be about, I would imagine.
Yeah, from up north.
Yeah. Well, from Liverpool especially.
Yeah.
It's like a vampire appearing. Ah! Bloody scouser, you know. Because like I couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag. You know, I never could, but especially not now. But they you know, like some of them act like Jack the Ripper's just appeared.
They have their own feeders here.
Yeah.